All right, everybody, we are back live with the Chili Bowl, and we have a very fast chase here on the Hillbilly set. Going to be Dub chasing Clownfish, very good pallet throw, going to be getting some distance towards this other pallet as a result. The crouch tech, not enough though, and that is a very quick down for Dub right here, right out the gate. What do we think about that fast down?
I'm 100% not gonna lie to you, but I looked away for a second. Something happened outside my window, and in that time frame, the down went through. So I wasn't even 100% locked in, to be honest, for a little bit. But the early down is going to throw a lot of pressure out. We see a little less value for Jagged Compass in this set than we normally do because we're not actually allowed the Pain Resonance that we were allowed in the single set, meaning that we just have Jagged Compass on its own. The Honda Hook is going to go through, and our starter here is going to be pulled out of the lock of the no-meter player just to make sure that no slug occurs, even though we will be able to get up. And we are going to go right back to the hook and try to make sure we find this tunnel out pretty much ASAP.
Yeah, Dub is looking around for the survivors. We do see some scratch marks here. That's going to be an M1 onto Squish. Squish is going to be taking that distance away, but the power of the chainsaw is going to allow Dub to try to catch up, but the bump, unfortunate collision there. But now with the chainsaw revved up, that's going to be a pallet drop, and the chase will continue. Dub not quite able to maneuver around that tree, and now we're going straight back towards our tunnel out. Slamma, who does have that no mither.
Unfortunately, the little bit of a tree there is going to be blocking our chainsaw, but we are going to, looks like, swap tunnel outs and just go right back onto the no-mither player here. I think as we discussed earlier, the no-mither player most likely at some point with tunnel out may be that hard or decisive, so we do need to be a little bit careful chasing this person, but oh my goodness, we are going to hit, almost hit a little bit of a 360 here, hitting the pallet at least. The survivor barely making it through the window just in time, and we just need to get this down a little bit faster, or we need to leave it, which it looks like it's going to be trying to do.
Yeah, Dub's going to come over here to these generators, going to be trying to get that ruin value going and knock these survivors off the gen. We are going to see the bamboozle, but it looks like Squish kind of called the bam play and ran straight down the map towards this other pallet. We do have the Sin car here that could pose trouble for Squish, but Squish played that extremely well. Going to be calling out the Sin car usage from Dub. Dub's going to be dashing right upon Squish, and that is going to be a down right here on the active generator.
Unfortunate, but I think with our Jagged Compass here, we will see the next active generator, or the highest progress generator, if I understand the correctly. Yes, we will see that aura in yellow, and our killer is going to try to get to it ASAP. No PLM this once again, meaning that no gen was actually hit by anything, but Ace, is very narrowly going to be avoiding an M window there and might be able to make a pallet right away. Gonna go down, and unfortunately for him though, I believe we don't have a lot of resources up here other than the garbage truck, and I think our Billy is going to try and take advantage of that. This looks like it will be maybe a quick M1 down here. Yes, unfortunately not a lot to play for our Ace here.
Yeah, another very quick down coming through. We are going to see that Jagged Compass usage yet again. And it's actually kind of giving us very good info. I mean, like you said, it highlights the most progressed generator, and with Billy's mobility, you can kind of utilize that to the fullest extent by going over and checking on that generator, kicking them off, and then triggering that ruin, which we do still have up, and we do see a lot of value coming through as the survivors are not working these generators up here on the top side of the map. And now Dub is kind of pathing over here to try to cut off the runaway. Squish is going to be found though, and there's no pallet here in sight. Going to be trying to get the dead hard fake, but at the same time, there's no dead hard in sight. That's going to be a pickup and no decisive strike for this survivor. So that'll be the second hook stage.
Once again, we see the highest progress gen ruin value low-key coming into play because we can see the highest progress gen and push survivors off at getting some little bit of gem aggression at a time. We are going to successfully guess where Ace is going to be next at the shack structure. Double vaulted. Maybe our Ace here isn't going to make the pallet, but it's going to be triple vaulted, which is a little bit psychotic if I'm being extremely honest with you here, but it is going to be kind of a play. We are going to go back and maybe find Squish off rotation, just barely missing the chainsaw, but maybe the endurance was stuck anyway. Slamma is going to get caught out and down right here, but it, like I said, is going to be a very nice dead hard. Predicting the two jukes and then using it finally after the third time. We'll be going down soon here. We have no pallet left. All we have is a little edge map filler in a window, but will he be able to pull it off just for a little bit longer to secure a little bit more gen progress?
The Z wall infinite is activated. We do see the double vault coming through. Very well played from Slamma. Going to be playing these 50s over and over. That's going to be 3 vaults. The chase will continue. Slamma's trying to make it back around to this window. It's going to be a fake, but not going to fall for it. That'll be another down onto Slamma and securing the 6th stage of the game, but no tunnel out.
Oh my goodness, at this moment, yeah, no tunnel out. I believe Squish is on first, on second hook at this point, but not on death hook yet. The survivors surely at this point know where Ruin is, but have not gone to cleanse it yet, which is a little curious. Killer's definitely been preoccupied for more than enough time for them to do it, but I think maybe they just want to stack gens and make sure that the progress keeps moving. We're going to be hovering our chainsaw here, knowing that there's a Jake nearby, and it is going to be just narrowly curved around some tires. What a beautiful little play right there.
Yeah, now we have the full value from Thanatophobia. That's going to be coming through. Dub is going to be looking around, but we do see that unhook, and that will signal to Dub to come over to this area of the map and try to get them. Both these survivors are on death hook. This chase is going to be crucial for both of them. They are kind of playing together, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like Slamma's going to take the down. Slamma's probably the preferred target here to take the down because they can just use No Mither to get Squish some distance. But it looks like that's going to be a continued chase onto Squish. I don't think Squish is going to make it to this window, and that's going to be a death at 2 generators.
I think our killer that was a little bit scared of Diaz faking the dead hard twice and then just immediately just 90-degree left walking away. Pretty funny looking, but in the meantime, I think our killer is going to try to go back to our hook over here and try to find Mr. Park, or I believe it was Ace who had to have gotten the unhook in the meantime. Moving down, we do see somebody, but I think our killer is going to go for the pallet break, it seems, and just leave. We do not want to chase him out at the point, I guess, in the game because of Dead Hard and possibly a decisive after getting unhooked, but our killer is going to try to find pretty much anyone else in the team. Or go back to the same guy. Okay.
Yeah, Slamma was not able to get off a dead hard in response to that hook, to that hit. So that will be a death, and that's 2 dead at 2 generators. Dub is playing this Billy set phenomenally, just keeping up this pressure, utilizing that Thanatophobia, utilizing that Ruin, and honestly, we saw lots of value out of our secret ingredient this game as well.
No, they're already pretty common on the Billy set. Is going to be getting quite a bit of value in a game like this. Getting a pretty tight win on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, we are going to go for a little bit of freezer duty. Ace going to the bottom side of the map. And I think our killer just realizes that there's no gems there, no reason to chase. And we want to catch Mr. Park out here. He'll be looking on the gem type progress or on any rotation.
Yeah, that Ruin being up is just going to be crucial. We do see a lot of progress, but it looks like Dub manages to find Cap on this generator down here. It's going to be playing around a TNL. We are going to see the saw, the spin coming through, but not enough. And that's going to be probably some distance for Cap. And now Dub is forced to leave and try to scope out where Clownfish is on these other generators. We do see some blood trails and some scratch marks leading down the map, but I think Dub is playing this a little bit too safe, if you ask me, just refusing to commit to any of these chases.
We know there's not high progress on really any gems, even if Ruin is going to deny that. We could just go for a chase, and if it takes longer than 40 seconds, then we should be able to just know that and drop it. But I think our killer here is just trying to play on the safe side, making sure nothing pops, and it looks like our ace is going to be going down and getting exactly what we want from this chase.
Yeah, very nicely played by Dub, going to be bamming that Z-wall in order to not lose those 50s. And then the snipe coming through, I don't think Cap knew exactly where Dub was coming from, but that's going to be a 4K2. Very good use of these perks. I mean, what better way to showcase it than, you know, to showcase this perk than seeing it in this match right here. I mean, we saw just how much value it was able to get, even when not paired with another Scourge Hook.
We were able to get quite a bit, especially with Verlin, just making sure we got back to those generators, just to make sure that they were, so I was getting off them. No need to kick, no need to do anything like that.
All right, everybody, we are here live with the Chili Bowl, and we are in the middle of set 2. The game 2 of set 2. It is going to be Clownfish on the Hillbilly for Affinity, playing up against Sirenia. Going to be holding that chainsaw very long, and Moon is going to be able to make it back around to this pallet. Well, no, we actually do not, because of the blue coming through, and that will be a relatively quick down, just like the last game.
We have almost the exact same build as last game, but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but we have replaced Corrupt Intervention with Eruption. Just making sure we have a little bit more gen progress, or gen regression value, if our Ruin is cleansed, since it seems to have already been, meaning the server has had to spend about 20 seconds cleansing it. Not entirely value lost, but not as strong as perk could possibly be. We are going to try to find a gen to erupt, but yes, with that early first down, we create a lot of pressure, especially with the base we can go back to. I think our killing knows we need to be serving gens. We are to get that 4K3 win con. You know, where abruptly were 2 survivors, we saw Tori go for maybe the pallet save. And we just found our Talita, but our last survivor, Ace, could be working a gen anyway.
Yeah, Fell tried to 99 the sprint burst in order to kind of bait Clownfish into using the saw, but I mean, that saw usage was just so perfect. I mean, it was able to... Oh, but we do see a pallet save, and yes, that is going to be a pallet save, but Dub is going to take a hit in response, but that's 2 survivors that essentially are going to be stopped from getting this save onto Moon, and I don't think you want to send Z either because of the no mither that is in play due to the secret ingredient. But yeah, I mean, Clownfish is just going to be trying to confirm this second stage and then continuing the chase, I think. We only see 1 gen popped in response so far.
We saw 2 different folks with their hands tied. Delito trying to work on a gen but getting unfortunately stopped, and Tori trying to go for a save but getting unfortunately stopped. We see Ace tops out of the map. We could break this and go back down, but our killings play pretty aggressive here. We really want what we need. Tori and Talita most likely not healing just to ensure that they get another gen pop. We really want to play for this win con here, but our killer, I believe, is not going to just let that happen to them. He wants as much as possible to get someone out of the game, which it looks like might be very doable at this moment. Talita going down at the basement, and Claudia, the other survivor, going to be breaking a pallet and maybe trying to make some distance, but there ain't not a lot on this side of the map. Historically on Blood Lodge, it might be a relatively quick down, but we do have a God Rock in the meantime.
Oh, the swing and a miss coming through from Clownfish, going to be revving that chainsaw, trying to bait the pallet drop, but it looks like Moon is just going to be greeting it, and that is going to be their demise. That's going to be a down, and they did not go down under the pallet, so no pallet save is possible. Dub is still on the ground near the basement, and because of that jagged compass, we do have a Scourge Hook down there now, which is a very funny interaction in my eyes. But now Clownfish is going to come over here. We do see this generator get revealed by the jagged compass, and Clownfish is actually going to go back, seeing that generator popped, and try to force Z to go for a rotation on the pickup. That is going to be a chase around this rock yet again, but it looks like Fell is just going to be getting straight out of there, and now Clownfish is trying to get that saw.
Only 1 survivor can be working on gens at the moment, and to be honest, it could be kind of tough to even get that done. Tori is going to be playing that pallet very, very well, and trying to look for the pickup here, going down in the meantime, revealing Eruption. Maybe we can see Ace's aura, but if they were good about the call, they know that someone went, they were good enough to call that Skynet had gone down. Ace unfortunately revealed no pallet here, I believe. Oh, pallet has been dropped, I believe. It's going to be narrowly not broken, unfortunately, but I think we just need this Ace dead as fast as possible just to make sure that someone's dead on this side of the map where the high progress generator is.
Yeah, I mean, interrupting that generator progress is important, and I mean, these 2 survivors, they are still injured, even though they did get picked up, but I mean, At the same time, can they really afford to reset at this point in time? I mean, they need that gen progress.
They really can't. But at the same time, getting caught would pretty much spell certain death for one of them. Chasing one means the other one has to go for rotation on the thing, and not for the generator. If we could find anything here that would be so good for us, but we have a rough supply on one generator, and I think we're just trying to check as many as we can with our chainsaw here. We hear the pole go through, meaning someone had rotated, but I do believe we see Tori's head over here peeking out, light blue hair, trying to run back to Shaq. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of resources left over here.
Yeah, now Clownfish going to be, you know, cutting Tori off from being able to get to Shaq. That is probably going to be a down now, and that will trigger that eruption. It looks like Clownfish is going to opt to pick up the survivor rather than Slug. And we might see what the survivors are doing. We saw one with the aura of eruption going up towards the top side of the map, going to be running away from this area. Excuse me, sorry.
Once again, Mr. Visconti getting caught out on chase here. Tori, or Talita rather, was working the pull, just trying to make sure that it went through and hovering it in stealth. But unfortunately, that means that they were not working on a generator in the meantime, which means that their progress is still maybe looking kind of grim. Ace barely going to make that pallet after a very nice curve from our Billy here, but it's going to break, and I believe Billy is going to be zoned to this side of the map, unfortunately. Unless we barely miss a saw, in which case Ace might be able to extend this chase a little bit longer, but they might just need to continue to can.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 gens popping. They actually split and did not double, securing themselves the win condition. And getting the win in the Billy set. Very well played from Sirenia here, just forcing Clownfish's hand. And I really enjoyed Z's chase there. I mean, that was such a great time waster and bought enough time in order to get those generators to pop.
Clownfish playing a very nice game, but unfortunately, what a nice split from our survivors here, making sure that not only the Tycon had been met, but the WinCon had been met as well. Got past that 4K2 mark, and at that point, there's nothing really to lose at this.
Yeah, Clownfish getting the down onto Z. It looked like Z just kind of ran over here, trying to set up for a save, maybe. Oh, excuse me, I think my coffee's wearing off. But yeah, Clownfish going to be going for that hook onto Z. That will be the second stage. I forgot to update the fresh hooks on the counter again, but yeah, I mean, very well played from the Sirenia survivors, keeping them in this match. I mean, they got over that mental hurdle, I think, from the Singularity match. I mean, they were kind of rushed from their previous match into that one, and forced to play a killer that, you know, Dub kind of did not get the best results on. But, I mean, Dub kind of showed up for this Billy match and really showed what they're made of.
We are going to be chasing Ace here after the game has technically ended, but Ace trying to vault the tower, and making these 50s work a little bit. We have a Slug Kalika on the other side of the map, right behind this garbage truck, and we don't know where Tori is going, but they could be trying to finish up a generator and get out while this Ace is in chase. Kalika is going to be going right back onto the hook, and we will get some third hook value here, seeing that the generator across the map has some good value, but unfortunately, Hillbilly is going to just be one of the highest ability carriers in the game. It's going to be able to interrupt this relatively quick. We see some blood moving away. It's Tori. I believe she is the sprint burst player, meaning that her walking is not for no reason. We are going to maybe go back to mid-map and get narrowly stunned on a pallet here, which is pretty disgusting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the survivors are doing a good job of just forcing Clownfish to ping-pong between the two areas. I mean, we do have some progress over there. We do have some progress on Shaq. And now I think Clownfish is kind of stuck in this position where he has to either commit to a chase and risk one of these gens popping, or, you know, giving up on a chase and defending the generators, but I mean, you only have so many regressions, especially when you have Eruption in play, which kind of limits that even further. So we're going to have to see what they're able to do. A very good mind game coming through from Clownfish, probably going to secure. No, the vault just barely coming through. That must have been resilience. Knowing that it's the no mither player, it would not shock me in the slightest. Clownfish going to be bumping into the rock, not going to be dashing over towards Shaq, but this 3-gen is rough. We are going to see two players kind of running in front of Clownfish's face. We don't see that much progress on the Shaq gen, though.
Unfortunately, Ruben going so early in this game kind of negates a lot of value that we would have gotten with the fourth perk here. Generator is going to pop, and Survivors are going to be able to try to make a scramble for gates this time in the game, trying to get out.
Yeah, the Sirenia Survivors are just playing this phenomenally. I mean, we're going to see another chase here onto Fell. Fell with that 99 sprint burst. We know what happened last time, but I think that was a very good usage of it there. Just going to be denying that down, and unfortunately, the tether just not going to be it. And now Fell going to be running straight up towards the top side of the map, just going to be probably taking their down here. And the other survivors are going to leave and get the outs.
Very nice gameplay from our Hillbilly, but unfortunately, this win con was just really tight to meet. We don't often see stuff like that in these sets. 9 streaks are not horrible for a Hillbilly, pretty good at, in fact, but unfortunately, the win con was just so high.
Yeah, and now we are going to be moving into